Alright, what's going on, guys? So, just a couple things to bring you guys up to date with the collection. So first thing, I went ahead and put all my TurboGrafx game in sleeves, and I pulled out all the plastic sleeves that they were in. I don't think this is a big issue, so don't go running off to your collection unless you are, unless you want to, or feel compelled to. But I don't trust the plastic quality of these sleeves. A lot of the ones, and especially the Hue cards from Japan, they're very oily. Possibly a lot of this is from hands, but there's also a lot of that same matching oil on the insides. And I have actually pulled out a few of my Hue cards, the Japanese ones, not the American TurboGrafx, and they were kind of sticky. So if I were to describe these cases, first off, there's a very musky, like mildew smell. If you've ever inherited coins from, a grandparent or somebody, or found an old coin in one of those old plastic holders similar to these, same quality kind of, different oxidizations or whatever from the metals, I guess interacting with the plastic, have sometimes caused the coins to become very slimy. And myself, I've pulled out many coins, silver, different types of coins, and they've been completely cased in things. And I'm not talking like finding stuff that was put in Cosmoline or anything. I'm talking about actually like oil from the plastic emitting after, so many years. So anyways, I have removed, these are all my PC Engine games. I haven't took my TurboGrafx games out yet because some of those are in good condition. And then there's actually some of these, there was one I have that's actually not even plastic. It's some kind of like, it's some kind of cloth material, but that was with one of the games. I think Airzonk or something when I got it. But some are, some are clearer than others, and even one I had here is very clear and brand new. It came out of a sealed game I had, Tenoku Fighter or whatever. It's a sealed game. I opened it up. It's been sealed for 20 years, and this case is clear. It's never been touched, so it doesn't have that fading like this, but it's got the same slimy feel to it, and you can still smell the musky smell coming out of it. So, I mean, yeah, it's just a little word of advice. This is just something I decided to do, and if you guys, notice anything with your collection, you might make the same choices. They're being kept to the side for whenever I plan to, or if I ever plan to sell the TurboGrafx or any of my PC Engine games or anything. So I might take the TurboGrafx ones off too. I'm just not getting around to that yet. So let's take a look over here. So first thing, I did pick up a Wii U, as you can see up here. I picked up the Mario and Luigi Deluxe set, they call it. I really, really like this. It's, I've been on the fence for it for so long, and I'm not upset for waiting. I really just needed some good games to come out, and Mario Kart's out, and Super Mario World looks great. And just the one thing I always forget about Nintendo is that it will always put me in a good mood. It'll always put a smile on my face when I'm playing it, and I always have a good time. Some of the games don't have a lot of replay value for me personally, especially in the later years. I'm not going to put 300 hours into Mario Kart like I put into Dark Souls 2. There's games that, and this is another topic that I might touch on in another video, but, there's games that you question things in, or you look at, what's going on in the story, and you're left with wonder. So when you leave playing the game, you have a lot of questions you're asking. And then there's games that are just pure thrill and excitement. So for me, the thrill and excitement games are fun, but they don't last long. But Nintendo never lets me down when it comes to just putting out a good product. So as far as the Wii U is concerned, I give it a thumbs up. I'd say if you've been waiting to get one of these, go ahead and get one. This is a good time, and there's a lot of fun games coming out for it. I normally set it right there in the front. And then And another cool thing is the ambience that the Wii used to make and that the Wii U makes when it's on like the home screen. It kind of bounces throughout the room. So if you have the Wii controller somewhere, you can actually kind of like set it, you know, on the other side of the room, and then the whole room's like kind of surrounded or enveloped in this sound. So here we are with the full collection as you've been looking at here. It's pretty much everything that I'm 29 games away from a full collection, but this is everything I have here, A to Z, and I don't have any big piles of games sitting out anymore. Everything's in cases. All my games are in cases, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with the bottom down there because there's a little space left. Barely enough for the 32. Now I didn't remove all of the unlicensed games, but I did remove about 31 of them, 32 of them that were kind of making the stack slide a bit. So I'll pop those back in once the carts are stacked vertically, not horizontally like this, because the dimensions are just a little bit thinner. So these carts are actually quite a tad bit thinner, and they don't fit in the cases right, and they throw the stacks off and everything. So yeah. So I've heard from a couple of you that you've got your cases in, and yes, it does take a minute to do this. I started this project over 4 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, a little over 4 weeks ago, maybe 5, and I just finished, and I had been working at a very good pace. I've got some friends who tell me that they buy like 50 at a time every season or so, or a few times a year, and they get done with like 50 every like a year or something. But I wanted this done right away so I could just enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I'll tell you, it looks really good. I recommend this to anybody who has a collection, who likes to look at it and show it off. It's gonna cost you a bit, about 400 bucks, maybe a little more, about 440, 450 bucks after all the shipping is done. Maybe or you can get it for about 410 if you bought them all at the same time, I think. So yeah, and that's it. Sorry about the bouncing around here with the camera, but got no other way to show this. So yep, that's about it. So I will see you guys later. And the last thing I'm doing here, I do have some extra cases here, about 125 of them. I could still put about 30 cases in, like my rare games and everything, but I don't think you can see the Super Nintendo there. So I do have about 30 more if I ever want to do those guys up there. And then I've got all my Super Nintendo cases to go. So about 75 of those still. So I still have some casing to go, and then all the manuals. So yeah, that's it. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Peace.